Hello everyone, I'm Tom at Ledgemere Heritage Farm in southern Maine. It's a beautiful sunny fall day, and what I've got to do next here is take my Premier 1 Electro net, take it down the way I had it for the cows and sheep, and reconfigure it on the back lawn for a dog run for the winter. It works great for dog runs. Once your dog puts your nose on it once, they'll never touch it again. My dog's terrified of it. He won't come within 5 feet of that fence. I've really cut the animal population here down for the winter. I had grandiose plans for a lot more animals when all the kids were here, but it ended up being too much work for just me, and the kids have kind of moved on. I only have Aiden really that helps me with the farm. The 2 big steers are going to go in January, and I've got 2 little ones that'll go next year. When spring comes, I'll buy 2 more calves, and then we'll have more replacements. Down to 3 sheep. We've got Henry here, who is a wether. His mom died giving birth to him, so he's kind of been a pet, I guess. And over on the left is Luna, and then I've got Violet. We've had both of them since they were babies. They usually have really nice lambs in the spring. I can't tell if Luna's pregnant or not. She's usually a little bit on the large side, but she generally has her babies around middle of November, early December. The fence I have today, I've got several of these. I swear by them. I've kept goats in with them, sheep, everything. The beauty of it is that it's mobile, and I've got right there, a solar charger that works beautifully. So I can take this whole thing down by myself, reconfigure it, and set it up somewhere else. Pretty quickly. It's easier with 2 people, obviously, because at some point you got too much to hold on to with your hands, and I don't have giant vice grip hands, so it gets to be a little bit much, but it's not too bad, I guess. Henry just kind of walks around and grazes wherever he feels like it. Sheep and goats will actually eat the fallen leaves, so they'll eat quite a few of them. Hey buddy. And it's not for you to eat. The cows will a little bit too, but there'll still be plenty to pick up. Hey, get down. It's way easier to do this with someone to help you. Going around trees and stuff, you end up getting snagged on it. And like I said, it just gets too bulky for one person. Ideally, you got one person on each side, so you pick it up and then you walk down, and you just drop it down. But carrying it by yourself kind of sucks. You end up tangling it a little bit. It's usually not too bad, but it's par for the course. It's fine. I don't move this fence every day. I don't believe in moving my fences every day. I don't have enough animals to make it something that needs to happen. I do rotate my pastures, but I'm just not the guy that wants to go in here and take this down and put it up every day, so I don't. Gotta watch out for metal muffins. Animals been up here laying around. They fertilized everything up good for me. So they've done the garden over. Pull these metal tomato cages out. They did like the kale, apparently, because that's all that's left. Some stumps. I'll have Aiden come out here and rip those out and throw them in the manure. Pretty good stumps. They did leave me a few peppers. I guess I didn't like them too much. But, so I'll pick those. They trimmed up my trees. They ate the marigolds too, which surprises me. I didn't think they'd eat marigolds, but they did. Squash over there to pick up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this alone for the winter, but I'm going to pull all the bedding out and till her under and start over again next year. I was trying to figure out what that was. I found an old trash can somewhere. I don't know where they rooted that up out of, but that's where it is now. So what having cows for a few years has taught me is that as long as you got good pasture on this side, the sheep fence will hold them in. But once the pasture starts to get gnawed down a little bit and they see this better on this side, they will crush this woven wire down and wreck it. And this was a nice looking fence before they got a hold of it. Now you can see it's all stove up. So to rectify that, I ran barbed wire across the top here, and a lot of places I've got electric on the top. And so what I've decided is that either barbed wire or electric will keep them from shoving it down, and that seems to hold them in. Here and fertilize the grapes for me. Plus I get the weeds out, so that's good. So I'm just going to put the camera over here and then we'll set the shocker knot up. The hardest part about doing it by yourself is trying not to tangle it. I only had a little issue at first, but after that it was pretty smooth sailing. So I've got one section out and I'm going to set that up and then I'll hook the second section on now. I try really hard to keep it separated so it doesn't get tangled, but I think I'm just one of those people that cords, hoses, fence, all that stuff doesn't like me. People have showed me a million times how to roll extension cords and hoses, and sometimes it works okay and sometimes it doesn't, but if there's a way for me to tangle it up, I promise you it will be tangled before I get it untangled. But I got pretty lucky here and it went pretty well. So this is the first section I've got up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to join it here. They come with these little connectors on it. All said and done. Putting this up took about 45 minutes. What you can do, and I can't do it holding the camera, but you can hook this to itself carefully without breaking the braid here. This has got tinned wire embedded in it, and so when you make a connection here that will hook it, and then the same thing here, you don't compromise the integrity right there when you hook it on. The best way to do this is to run it by itself when you've got too much. I mean, I could extend it over and make a loop in it, but I didn't. We'll have another video on how to make repairs to this fence. And this is connected here, so it's all good. You know, the world wants you to have square corners, but there's no good way to brace the corners on this. I know they'll sell you some fiber tough posts that you can put in there, but Usually I just make it rounded, and that way all the posts share the load instead of just one. And we'll come over here and hook it up and see how it's going. You need a ground. It comes with enough cable to hook it up, and then you get your charger. So it's winter time. We'll set this in. Set this in here. Pretty much once the ground freezes and the frost sets in and the snow comes, I'm going to take this out and put it away for the winter. I don't want to leave it outside. But because the sun is different in the winter, we're going to set this at a different angle. That way it'll get sun most of the day. It's pretty easy to connect it here. I usually strip it back and then put it through the little holes there. And then you got your power switch. Sheep behavior, you just don't let them do what they're not supposed to. They'll be fine. I wouldn't keep a ram around. Rams are dangerous, they'll kill you. The way I breed sheep around here is I get a new ram every year, keep them through the rut, and then send them to freeze a camp and start over again next year. That's not going to work out well for you, Henry. That's all I've got for today. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.